never stays a day. A bad luck's always coming my way.
Hey, baby girl, I have a question for you. And I swear this is not a plug for Paramount Plus. But why do women kill?
Because they're over your shit.
There's a giant billboard behind you. It says why women kill. New season, June 3rd. I have no idea what it is.
Because they've had it up to here.
Up to the tip of your horns?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Because they've had it up to here.
Up to your boobs?
Yeah.
You ready for today's adventure?
Because they've brought you into this world and they can take you out.
Fair enough. Up to your chin.
Well,
Today our adventure is going to be over there at Ripley's Believe It or Not Auditorium. We were there probably about a year and a half ago. It's been closed because of the pandemic. Today, it's been open for a couple weeks now. We're going to go check it out. But before we do that, we're going to walk up the street a little bit because there's a mural in an alleyway that I want to see before it's gone. You know how I feel about street art. Baby girl, I haven't really taken you on many street art adventures here in Los Angeles, have I? So this is the first big one. And it's a doozy too. This thing is massive. This show, Why Women Kill, I have no idea what it is. And you know what? Honestly, it'd probably suck. But I'd watch it. From the creator of Desperate Housewives. I can't believe I'm plugging this unintentionally. Jessica's a little ahead of me. Yeah, baby girl, the murals are just to the right down this alleyway. Wait till you guys see this.
oh.
This is like the epitome, or like the holy grail of wall murals.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who that guy is. Do you know who he is? I feel like somebody will. Somebody's going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe you guys did not know who that was.
I feel like I know who that is, but because he's covering most of his face, I'm having a hard time.
We obviously know who that is. Amy Winehouse. Over here, Anthony Bourdain. And if we walk further down the alleyway, we got a giant mural of Charlie Chaplin. Very cool. Is there anything over here? No. But right over here behind the Hollywood Wax Museum, you got Marilyn Monroe, Elvis Presley, and the Duke, John Wayne. We haven't done a video inside the Hollywood Wax Museum yet. I feel like we need to.
While you're looking at the classic Hollywood murals, I looked it up because this picture seemed familiar, and it's Mac Miller.
Makes sense.
Yeah. You know what threw me off a little bit?
What's that?
Is that in the mural, his eyes look brown, but he has like baby blue eyes. So I didn't think it was him.
I absolutely love things like this. Street art, wall murals. But I'm kind of itching to get inside and check out Ripley's Believe It or Not, see if they have anything new. So let's go get weird. Is that fair enough to say? Believe it or not, is that? Well, that's a little bit different. You see on top of the building of Ripley's Believe It or Not, the dinosaur has a mask. See? I think they're all good. Right out of the gate, looks like Jessica made a friend.
Okay, but you have to notice he's on about an inch or two pedestal, and then he's wearing big ass boots. Vin Diesel is actually only 5'9" in real life, and I'm 5'4", 3.
Pretty much every Ripley's has a Robert Wadlow. And go ahead, baby girl, go ahead and activate him. by stepping on this man, there he comes. He is 8'11" and massive. All right, let's go see what, compared to Jessica, look how tall he is. Pretty wild, right? Over here in the corner, there are 3 very old concrete slabs from the Hollywood Walk of Fame. On the left-hand side, we have Mary Pickford. Right here in the middle, Douglas Fairbanks. And over here, Sid Grom's Chinese theater footprint. Pretty wild. Here in the corner of the first room, we have a picture of Robert Ripley right next to a life mask of Alfred Hitchcock. Now you see that medal right there? He got that Directors Guild medal for his 1960 thriller, Psycho. And check this out. It's an actual check signed by Alfred Hitchcock, dated April 21st, 1967, for $100. Pretty cool. Now this is something I want to do now that we're living here in Hollywood, is as celebrities die, to start collecting obituaries from the newspaper. A wall here that says stars remembered, different celebrities that have passed. Immediately, this one caught my eye. Vincent Price dies at 82, was one of Hollywood's most versatile actors. Way over here in the corner, Wednesday, February 3rd, 1988, child star of movie Poltergeist is dead. There she is right there. Heather O'Rourke with her brother from the movie. Oh, Elizabeth Montgomery. Her obituary saying that she dies of cancer. And here's another one for Bewitched. Agnes Moorehead dies at 67. Star of stage, movies, and TV. Obituary for Dudley Moore, 1935 to 2002. Known for charm, lovable actor, dies. Jessica absolutely hates the musical stairs here. Each step is a different music note. And there she goes stomping down. I love this woman. She's had enough. Wait a second, what is this? It's like we stepped into a different world. And for a second there, if you were to hold completely still, I would have said, hey, Jessica's part of this exhibit. Believe it or not, this is a real foot. I mean, seriously, believe it. Ripley's Believe It or Not, this foot mummified around 2000 BC once belonged to the body of a young priestess who lived during the 12th dynasty. You finding anything interesting in here? What on earth is this?
Bicycle fish.
It's this weird mechanical, can you imagine this thing swimming at you in the ocean?
I just have a heart attack and died.
Let's go over this way and get a look at him head on. Look at that. That thing is cool. Well, this is interesting. They have a shooting range in here that is themed. It says Hollywood Special Effects Warehouse. If you get closer, I mean, there's Frankenstein, but there are monsters and movie posters all over the place. Sweep over this side to the workbench. It's cool. I'm not going to shoot anything though. Oh, check it out. There's a skeleton in a bucket back there in the corner. Hey, baby ghoul. There's a Cyclops lamb over here. I feel like we need to have him. Would you like to come home with us? Well, hello, friend. A New Guinea cannibal skull. It says this skull was collected by Ripley himself in the 1920s. They would put human skin, what's it say, under their heads in place of pillows. And they would eat the brains mixed with worms straight from the halved skulls. Believe it or not? Well, we've seen a lot to know that we believe it. Ripley is definitely known for a lot of strange stuff, especially for having cannibal skulls. It seemed to be his thing. Huge Alfred Hitchcock fan. Love the birds, even though I hate actual birds. This painting is made up entirely of birds. Well, everything except for the Psycho placard. I'd have this hanging in our house. So many interesting creatures in here, but this thing here, this metal squid, is actually mechanical. You can see his little tendrils or tentacles moving. See, I wish I was good at welding or engineering and I can make something like this. We've been standing here for quite some time trying to figure out what on earth this thing is. It kind of looks like a cowhead beach ball or a very smushed rabbit. Not entirely sure. Definitely strange indeed. Speaking of strange, look at this guy here, this fella. Pretty wild. There's a room here filled with all kinds of different art from the Brown Derby restaurant, like a classic original Brown Derby portraits. But on that back wall, matted in like this blue frame, are old school matchbooks signed by old school Hollywood celebrities. I've always wanted to start a collection like that. I gotta be quite honest with you, there's not many names here that I know. I mean, there's a few of them. But that's how old school they are. So we collect a lot of things. We're collectors of like the weird and the strange.
Yeah.
What do you think? Should we start collecting matchbooks and having celebrities sign them?
Matchbooks?
Matchbooks. Like what's on the wall behind you. I don't know. It's like a lost art. I mean, can you even get matchbooks anymore?
They're hard to find, yeah.
Especially in bars today. It's a lost art. Now before we move on to the next room, there are a few things here in the display case that I want to show. Like right here on the right-hand side are autographed movie scripts from Pirates of the Caribbean with a certificate of authenticity there. A couple different checks written out by Lucille Ball. But look at this. Does that look familiar to you? Well, if you answered the Wizard of Oz monkey cape from the 1939 classic, The Wizard of Oz, you'd be correct, because that's what it is. How cool is it that they have this? Now, I love things like this. It says the incredible talking faces. Well, vase. Now, if you look at this, what do you see? You should see two faces, two people staring at each other and talking, but not really. It's just the way that the vase is, the vase moves. Looks like it's time for Ripley's Believe It or Not award show. Now, I remember this. It doesn't look like much has changed since we were here last. Let's see, this one's got award for the ugliest face, Grace McDaniels. I like that you're dressed like Snow White, so you get an award for that one. Over here is the award for the brightest idea, known as the Lighthouse Man. All right, I can see it. Over here, JT Sailors It's pretty much the face of Ripley's, believe it or not. Pretty much every Ripley's you go to, usually you'll find him standing at the front gate. Here, he's in the award show. And you know why it's an award show, Jessica? Because of the Oscars, which are held across the street. Ta-da! Over here, we got the award for the strangest piercing. Sarah, the disc wearer. You're normal to us, Sarah. So thank you for being you. Over here, award for the thinnest person. Edward Hagner. Looking pretty thin, my friend. Much respect. And over here, General Tom Thumb. Hello. Oh, and we got more. Ah, very cool. Baby Ghoul, where'd you go? You got to get between the two. The human lizard. And I don't know, I don't remember her name. It's like the Mexican vampire or something like that, right? These are our friends. Baby Ghoul, if we ever go to Mexico, we have to track her down and say hello. Next up, 16mm film portrait of Betty Page. Jessica collects 16mm film slices, like pieces from her favorite movies. She'd probably kill to have this. It's beautiful. Jessica's in here somewhere. Look at this. This thing over here is made out of matches. There's a picture of George Reeves up on the wall. And it kind of looks like that's a death mask, as well as a muscle suit that he probably would have worn. Pretty wild, right? Then right next to it is this cape. It's neat, even though I'm not a fan of Superman, to see how the costume has changed over the years. Pretty wild. I'm sorry guys, I am not a fan of Superman, but for those of you who are, the spinning Superman suit belonged to Dean Cain, and the one on the right-hand side in the frame, that's Christopher Reeve's Superman cape. Sign here on the wall that says King Kong Prop Torch, and it's framed with a couple different pictures from the movie King Kong, 1933 classic, starring Fay Wray and Kong himself. Little placard down here. Original native torch used in the 1933 classic RKO motion picture, King Kong. Supposedly it's an extremely rare original movie prop. Candy Marilyn Monroe portrait?
I'm trying to identify all the candy.
So what do you got so far?
Gummy bears, gummy cola, like flavored Twizzlers.
Yeah, it looks like licorice.
And these are like rolled up fruit by the foot stuffs. I don't know what these are called. They're just like gummy peaches, and then like candy hearts. I don't know what these are. They could be anything, like 6 Flips or something.
They even have a giant slab of the Berlin Wall here inside the museum. And unlike Universal Orlando, it hasn't been washed or cleaned. It's still got all the different writing and graffiti on it, doesn't it? Something else, man. Talk about history. Well, it's not Star Trek, Jessica, but it is Star Wars, and look how freaking awesome this stuff is.
I like Star Wars.
Yes, you do. But Star Trek is your thing.
I like Star Wars.
Here in a case, they have Han Solo's blaster, screen used. How cool is that? Star Wars Return of the Jedi. Let's get a closer look at some of these metal figures over here. Look how bad booty Darth Vader looks. There are things everywhere. I mean, look at this. Freaking awesome, right? And you can even get up to him. Jessica, you're looking pretty bad booty over there.
Come on over. For a small fee, Zoltar will give you a wealth
Awesome.
of wisdom.
And of course, there's a giant mural made out of keys of Carrie Fisher And right here in front of it, it says Carrie Fisher's Director's Chair. This was the honorary Director's Chair for Carrie Fisher, AKA Princess Leia, that was given in Return of the Jedi in 1983. Now this is pretty wild. C-3PO special effects head. This one in particular is considered one of the best preserved C-3PO heads used in the Star Wars movies. Now there's a bank vault in here because back in the day, this building that is now Ripley's used to be an actual bank vault, or like, you know, a bank. I think it was a Bank of America. But this room right here, we're gonna talk about some of the things, is all dedicated to none other than Marilyn Monroe. They have a lot of clothes worn by Marilyn Monroe, but I want to draw your attention to that slab that's hanging on the back. And if you read it, it says, lost in a Burbank air hangar for over 50 years. Shown here is Sid Grom's personal copy of Monroe's famous footprints made in 1953 at the premiere of Monroe and Jane Russell's classic film, Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. Well, look at this. It says Marilyn took 3 hours to do her makeup every day. Marilyn Monroe's personal makeup kit. Crazy. The placard down here that says Marilyn Monroe's spotted bikini. And there it is. That's pretty wild. Open the drawer and it says lock of Monroe's hair. Shown here is an actual lock of Marilyn's hair, clipped when she was a child by her mother and given to a family friend. Marilyn's hair was naturally wavy and light brown in color. That's neat. Slightly hidden in the corner is Marilyn's sexy sleepwear, and down here, Marilyn's glass slippers. Does that make her a good witch? Probably one of the coolest things that they have here in this collection, especially when it comes to clothing, is this sweater. It says Marilyn Monroe's famous sweater. I couldn't begin to tell you. It says 1962, a photo shoot that she did on Santa Monica Beach. I know the photo, you know the photo. If you've ever seen a photo of Marilyn Monroe, you've seen her wearing this. It's so cool that they have it. And would you look at that? If you wanted to, you too can get a picture just like Marilyn did on the famous grate. There you go. You, my dear, are precious. Keep it going. Come on, give me spooky. Give me, I'm hungry. Give me class. Give me, I love you, sweet husband. Fair enough. All right, this trip's done. We're going home. I don't know what it is. I feel like the music today is a lot louder than it was than the last time that we were here. And probably, well, they haven't changed anything. It's still the same from about a year and a half ago. And I didn't expect them to change anything inside the museum. Still fun to do. Something that, you know, Jessica and I can do on an afternoon. Just kind of get away, relax, take in some of the sights. It's identical to the way it was before.
Wherever I come, bad luck is coming my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.